All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a concept that can literally change your entire relationship with money and maybe even more importantly, with your time. It's called passive income, and trust me, it's not just about earning more cash. It's about designing a life with way more freedom.
Just think about it for a second. For most people, our income is tied directly to the hours we put in. If you stop working, well, the money stops coming in. Simple as that. But what if there was another way, a way to actually break that chain between your time and your earnings?
And that right there is where passive income comes into play. Now, let's be clear, this isn't some magic wand. It takes some serious work or a solid investment up front. That initial work could be anything really, like building up a stock portfolio that pays out dividends, creating an online course people can buy, or even getting into rental properties. The whole point is you do the heavy lifting once, and after that, you've built a system that works for you, churning out income with just a little bit of maintenance.
So, where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it all starts with the most important piece of the puzzle, building a rock-solid financial foundation. This is all about creating real security and stability in your life, starting right now.
This chart really lays out the huge shift in thinking. See, with active income, you're always trading your time for money. If you stop punching the clock, the money stops. But with passive income, your assets, your investments, your business, your creative work, they start working for you. We're talking 24/7. It's the difference between relying on that one paycheck and building out multiple streams of income.
And the effect this has is immediate and honestly pretty powerful. When you create passive income streams, you're building a real financial safety net. It's a backup plan for when things get tough, like a job loss or just a rough patch in the economy. And let's be real, just knowing you have that buffer, wow, it can seriously cut down on financial stress and give you some genuine peace of mind.
Okay, so once you have that foundation of security locked in, something really amazing starts to happen. You begin to unlock an asset that's even more valuable than money, and that's your time. This is where real freedom comes from. The ability to start reclaiming your life and living it on your own terms.
Look, this is not an overnight thing. It's a process, a journey. First, you just focus on building those passive income streams. Then, as they start to grow, you get closer and closer to financial independence. That's the point where your passive income can actually cover your living expenses. And that, my friends, is the key that unlocks that final step. Living your life completely on your own terms, with total flexibility.
For so many people, this is the ultimate prize, right? The ability to retire early. And not because you have to, but just because you can. That's the real game changer. Financial freedom means retirement stops being some date on a calendar that's decided for you, and instead becomes a choice that you get to make.
And this is where things get really exciting. So once your basic financial needs are covered by these passive streams, what in the world do you do with all that newfound freedom? Well, you get to fuel your passions. It's all about what your life could look like when money is no longer the main thing driving every single one of your decisions.
Just imagine it for a minute. Traveling the world, spending real quality time with your family. We're finally getting good at that guitar you bought years ago. This is your chance. It's about having the time and the resources to go after what truly lights you up, without that constant nagging worry about how the bills are going to get paid.
You ever have one of those amazing business ideas, but you just felt it was way too risky to quit your stable job? Well, passive income can be that financial cushion, that safety net that gives you the confidence to finally take that leap and become an entrepreneur.
And it's not just about business. This freedom lets you explore all sorts of creative projects and really focus on personal growth. You could finally write that book, learn how to paint, or maybe volunteer for a cause you really believe in. It's about giving yourself the space to grow as a person, which, let's face it, a demanding 9-to-5 doesn't always allow.
And finally, we get to what might be the most profound benefit of all. The power of passive income can stretch way beyond your own lifetime. We're talking about creating a real, lasting legacy. You see, the assets you build, that real estate or that stock portfolio we mentioned earlier, can create security for your family for generations. But the legacy isn't just about the money. In the process of building all this, you also get to pass down priceless lessons about financial literacy, creating a legacy of both prosperity and wisdom.
So, at the end of the day, this whole journey is about so much more than an extra paycheck. It really boils down to this. It's a path toward real financial security, which then unlocks the flexibility you need to live a life of true independence.
So, I'll leave you with this question to really chew on. If you had the financial freedom and all the time you needed, what would you create? What would you go after? What will your freedom build?
Thanks for sticking with me on this one.